Padmasana, lotus pose. This is the last posture of the soul on my spiritual journey. But it's not the end, it's just the beginning. Having mastered these postures of the soul, I am ready to integrate them into my day-to-day life, maintaining that spiritual alignment as I walk and move around, act and interact. Remembering I am a soul, an eternal being, so elevated as a child of the Supreme Soul, and everyone I look at is the same too. Detaching, not being affected by things that come and go, the temporal, and very loving towards what is deep and eternal, nurturing the greatness within myself and others. This is my lotus life, where I move through the world with the utmost dignity and grace. Om Shanti. Good evening. A warm welcome to everyone. Really lovely when we get these chances to be in person. So this is our special International Day of Yoga event. So what you just saw was an offering from the Brahma Kumaris. Their BKUN wing put together a series over 21 days that culminated today. So since June 1st, souls have been following along on spiritual postures. And so today, I thought it was a wonderful opportunity to celebrate that journey, as well as the journey of a very, very special yogi. So you're pretty lucky. You're pretty lucky anyways. You're always lucky. But you're very lucky tonight because we have in our company not one, but two yogis from the spiritual headquarters of the Brahma Kumaris. So we'll get to have a chance to interview one of them who's a very, very experienced yogi. I actually think they're just a really cool yogi. Very cool yogi. Cool in that they're very, very peaceful and very, very light, but also very, very aware. I've known this yogi for my entire spiritual journey, and I've always felt that they very much understand what's going on inside of me. Even though coming from a different culture, etc., very aware. This is a specialty of a yogi, so you might have the same experience. So tonight we're going to interview this yogi, if that's okay. I've prepared questions, but if you have questions as well, we'll see if there's time to entertain those as well. So we're going to invite to the front of the room very special guest, Brother Atam Prakash from Shantivan, Madhubana. Wave of appreciation. There's our very cool yogi. It's very rare that we get these yogis in Calgary, so it's very special. Now, Atam was quite concerned that not everyone can see him, so we're checking in. Can you see him? Because he is willing to stand through this entire thing for you to see him. So give us feedback. Can you see him all right, or do you need him to stand up? You okay? Well, those are the... Thank you, Kailash. That was very helpful. We're okay? Okay, thank you, Abhilasha. Great. So it would be nice if you can stay comfortably seated. So I could go on and on about the specialities of this very, very sweet brother, but that would take the entire evening. So we're going to dive into the interview, if that's okay. And some of it might come out in the course of the conversation. So first off, probably very difficult. This is classic for a serious yogi. Impossible to tell their physical age, right? No idea. So I'm not going to go, I don't have permission to tell you, so I won't. But we're going to start in his childhood, which feels like it was just yesterday. So, probably wondering, where do yogis come from? Right? Does someone just come out a yogi, or are they made, or where does a yogi come from? So, Atambai, in your childhood, which was just yesterday, did you have an early interest as a child in God or spirituality? Was there that interest? Were you seeking that from childhood?
Yeah. Since my childhood, there was a certain desire that if God would be here on this planet, I want to see Him or I want to meet Him. And for that, till the age of my 22, I travel in India, all the corners. 4 pilgrimages famous, I have been already there. I study lots of scriptures. And I practice different type of the yoga as well. But I was not successful in my life. And that is why I was not happy with my life. Understand? And just for getting peace of mind, temporary peace of mind, I used to have some worldly support things. Just for temporary peace of mind. I used to drink sometimes alcohol and sometimes smoking also. When I started this Raj Yoga meditation in 1972, I was a student of master degree, chemistry. Somebody introduced me this Raj Yoga meditation. I was not willing to go there. But the person was asking me twice, thrice. I said, oh, let me go there. And they asked me, would you like to know this Raj Yoga meditation? I said, yes, definitely. Then they advised me, you have to do 7 days course. I said, okay. 1 hour every day you should visit us. Because of my science background powerful and spiritual background powerful, I was not ready to accept anything blindly. And that is why I complete 7 days course in 21 days. Yes. But after 15 days, I had a wonderful experience. Some subtle power is working on my consciousness. And because of that subtle help, I got rid of that bad habits automatically. And I feel there is some power. And then I start practicing this meditation every day. Huh?
You just answered a bunch of my questions. We keep going if there's more to add. Because we were going to ask, actually, so Atam mentioned that in his sharing, which was very powerful. It's very difficult to imagine what you shared for your early years, but I think the idea here is, can you see yourself in his story? In terms of that seeking of temporary happiness, and he was saying not successful and trying so many different things, and what does not successful mean? But he was very successful, actually, in university, gold medalist, chemistry, so he mentioned the science, and that was going to be my question, because many of us hear Raj Yoga and we start to almost debate with the ideas, and coming from a strong scientific background, you're experiencing, and you mentioned it took you a little bit longer, but what was that experience of grappling between the science and the spirituality? Have you heard of hot yoga? Because right now I feel like I'm having hot yoga with the spotlight, so while he's answering, go ahead, you answer. Science and spirituality. What was your experience in having such a strong scientific background and coming up against spirituality? You mentioned it took you a little longer.
They said that in this body there is a subtle power that is called soul, and the Supreme Being is there, available, the source of spiritual energy. These things to accept for me was a bit hard. But according to my experience, I start accepting that, and slowly I was getting the experience of that.
So, do you feel that it is going to be necessary? Because in the West, many are very intellectual, and they will ask, give us proof of what you're saying. Do you feel that it's the ultimate proof is going to be one's own experience?
You know, today is International Yoga Day.
Mm.
Whatever the yoga being taught in this world, they are taught by any saint, charitable soul, or great soul, or some religious founder. But this Raj Yoga is already taught by the Supreme Being. And this Raj Yoga is related with a mind especially. And different type of the yogas are related with our body. By practicing that different type of the yoga, we can be physically healthy. But there is a saying, healthy mind has healthy body. For making our mind healthy, we must practice this Raj Yoga meditation. Because this world is an ocean of problems, obstacles. And when we are passing any stressful situation, we are suffering mentally and physically a lot. For instance, when I may not able to cope any situation or any problem, I may have negative thoughts and impure thoughts or wasteful thoughts in my mind. And you know what? Through the medium of negative thoughts, we are losing so much energy. We drain so much energy, our mind is becoming weak and weak and weak. And psychologists have proven that there are 75 trillion body cells in our body. Whatever the thoughts we are creating in our mind, each and every thought has its vibrations. Thoughts may be positive, may be negative, that impact on our body cells. But unfortunately, unknowingly, we create negative thoughts in our mind. Negative thoughts would have negative impact on our body cells. And at that time, one harmful hormone is releasing in our body. That is called corticosteroid, which suppresses our immune system. And because of that, we start getting different type of the problems, diseases in our body. Psychologists have proven that 80% diseases are psychosomatic diseases. First, we get that in our mind, and after that, they transfer in our body. And if you practice this Raj Yoga meditation, you learn the art of positive thinking. Situation may be favorable, may not be favorable. But if I learn the art of positive thinking, then positive thoughts would impact positive on my body cells. In medical science, that is called faith healing. We can cure our own diseases by our own thinking, positive thinking. And that is why this Raj Yoga meditation is helping a lot in this aspect. In Japan, they are practicing different type of yoga. I visited Japan in 2006. And I share with them, this Raj Yoga is helping for becoming mentally strong. Then some of them, they accept that, they like that. And they start practicing also. This yoga is called Raja Yoga. Why? There are 3 reasons. First reason, this yoga is the king of all the yogas, Raja of all the yogas. Because this yoga is already taught by Supreme Father, Supreme Being. And second reason, when we start this Raj Yoga meditation, we can become the master of the self, ruler of the self, mind and intellect. We can become the Raja, means king of the self. Today, mind and intellect is not in our control. And if you practice this Raja Yoga meditation, you can be a master of your physical organ, sense organ. You can be a ruler and controller. And third and important aspect is, by practicing this Raja Yoga meditation, we can imbibe royal sanskar, gentle sanskars and noble sanskars in our life. Because when we leave this physical body, where we should take next birth, who is deciding that? Our sanskars. And if we imbibe royal sanskar, gentle sanskars, definitely our future would be bright. We definitely can get birth in a royal family, in a gentle family. That is why practicing Raj Yoga is a very important aspect of our life. Yeah. What is Raj Yoga? I will discuss. But we must practice this Raj Yoga every day. Why we need to practice? Every day, if we practice this physical yoga, we can become physically healthy. But what about the soul? We never think about the soul. In 2006, I was visiting Russia. In Moscow, I was visiting 200 youth. And they gave me topic, how to overcome examination fear and how to improve our concentration power. I share some tips according to my experience. Because when I joined this Raj Yoga meditation, I was a student of university. But after my speech, one smart boy stood up in the audience. And he said, "Can I ask you one question, please?" I said, "Okay, what is your question?" My question is very simple. I don't have any problem. My concentration power is very good. I don't have examination fear also. I don't need to practice this Raj Yoga meditation. Why you are emphasizing again and again for practicing? Tell me the reason. I gave him a very simple example of cell phone. When we are using cell phone, talking with the friends and relatives and this and that, battery goes, yes, down. For proper functioning of cell phone, we need to recharge the battery of that cell phone every day. Am I right or wrong? Yes or no? Yes. In the same way, this body is like a cell phone and soul is like a battery of that cell phone. How we are using this battery? Through the medium of thoughts, we are losing energy. And psychologists have proven that in 1 minute we are creating 13 to 15 thoughts in our mind. And in 24 hours we are creating thousands and thousands thoughts. There is only output. There is only output, there is no input. What will happen? Mental problems, anxiety, depression, stress. We start experiencing different type of diseases and problems, abnormality in our life. we are paying attention for maintaining the energy level of body. We are getting very good lunch, very good breakfast and very good dinner. But we never think about that soul. For maintaining the energy level of a soul, we need to practice this Raj Yoga meditation every day. Because the source of spiritual energy is available in this Raj Yoga. When we maintain the link with the Supreme Power, we start receiving power and we start enjoying our life. God has given us a wonderful face. The beauty of a face is happiness. But when we are passing any stressful situation, we may not be able to maintain that ever happiness on our face. Our face becomes like this. There is a saying, face is a mirror of our mind. If mind would be happy, face would be happy. And three thieves always knock the door of our mind for stealing our happiness. Fear, worries, and burden. Any sort of fear would be there, any sort of worry, and any sort of burden would be there. But when we start this Raj Yoga, all thieves are running away. And we start experiencing our happiness in our life. That is why it's very important aspect to practice this Raj Yoga meditation in our life.
I have a question. So how many here practice Raj Yoga? Can you put up your hands if you have to put them up high, otherwise we can't tell. How many currently practice Raj Yoga? So quite a few. So the theme, Atan has actually been traveling for 3 months. So the theme is travel through Canada, and the theme is Journey of a Yogi. Because he's traveling through Canada, but also because he's sustained his journey as a yogi for over 50 years. Some people can't even meditate for 5 minutes. So this idea of sustaining this for 50 years, and for those who are practicing and maybe having difficulty in their journey of yoga, did you ever encounter any difficulties, and how did you address them?
In the beginning, when I started practicing this Raj Yoga, I was not able to maintain concentration in that yoga process. My mind and intellect was wandering here and there. People in this world used to say, it's really very hard to control your mind. But in this Raj Yoga meditation, we can easily control our mind. But for that, we must understand some techniques. First of all, we must consider ourselves as a soul point of light, locating here in this center of my forehead. Visualize, I am this tiny and shining point of light. What type of the light am I? There are 7 original qualities of a soul. Peace, purity, power, love, bliss, happiness, and knowledge. These are the 7 original qualities of a soul. And when we are practicing this Raj Yoga meditation, we start experiencing these 7 qualities of a soul, and we start experiencing wonderful aura of positive energy around the head. Now, we have to focus our mind on the Supreme Being, the one who is the source of spiritual energy. That is our object. For that, we must focus the eye of intellect on the Supreme Being. supreme point of light. But the moment we start visualizing, we get connection, but after a while, our intellect can distract from that object. Now in this situation, what I have to do? Check where is intellect that is not on the Supreme Being, that is somewhere else. Check it and change it. Check it and change it. As much your checking power and changing power will increase, that much your concentration power will increase. This is one thing. And second important aspect is, if you really would like to develop concentration power, you must understand the relation in between soul and Supreme Soul. Soul, mind and intellect. Mind and intellect. Now I would like to give you clear difference in between these two powers. When we are considering ourselves as a soul, we must have clear understanding, this is my mind and this is my intellect. If I would ask you one question, where do you live here in this city? Right after that, you start visualizing image of your house. Yes? Second question, could you please tell me something about your house? You start thinking, oh, my house is really wonderful. It has 3 bedrooms, one nice garden, very good flowers are there, this and that, etc., etc. Now in this situation, the intellect is a visualization power and mind is thinking power. Wherever our intellect is going, mind is following same direction. Okay? Now what is the relation in between mind and intellect? Intellect is the boss of our mind, manager of our mind, director of our mind, controller of our mind, organizer of our mind, planner of our mind. Wherever our intellect is going, mind is following same direction. Now, wherever intellect is going, mind is following same direction. Now, if I want to maintain consistency in concentration, I must keep on watching my intellect only, not my mind. If intellect would be on a proper place, then automatically my mind would be busy on that particular place only. And by this way, we can develop concentration power in this Raj Yoga meditation.
Thank you. I have another question, but when you were talking about remembering where you live, I realized I forgot to mention where you live. Would you like to see Brother Atam's home? How many would like to see Brother Atam's home? All right. It's on the screen.
On the screen,
Ah. He's got a very nice house.
yeah, wonderful house.
This might make you homesick. So what did you think of his home, his house? Nice, yeah? So we wanted to show it because it is a stunning place, Shantivan. When you're there, it's very, very easy to have yoga. Most of us are not there. So can you help
being a resident of Mount Abu, I would like to tell you or give you special invitation. If you really, really would like to see heaven on this earth, I am using the word heaven, please. Heaven means what? Where there would be the combination of natural beauty and spiritual beauty, where you can experience peace, bliss, happiness and harmony. That is called heaven. And that is why, if you want to see that on this earth, please have a visit to Mount Abu at least once in your life. I would like to invite you. And I'm sure that if you would be there, definitely you will enjoy your stay.
Beautiful, yeah. We would like to accept that invitation now. But it may be a little while before we can get there. So how can we create a slice of heaven in our lives here? And what does Raj Yoga have to do with creating a slice of heaven in our day-to-day lives here in Calgary?
You know what? Nowadays there is a craze in this world of what? Maintaining personality. My personality must be towering personality, showering personality, inspirable personality, influential personality, magnetic personality. You may be physically handsome, but for maintaining magnetic personality, you need to adopt spiritual personality also. And for maintaining spiritual personality, we need to imbibe certain values, divine values in our life. I like one sentence very much, which is that there is no value of human being without values. There is no value of human being without values. And as much we are imbibing values in our life, we can increase our value. In 1995, I was on the Europe tour and I was in Germany, Frankfurt. And I was meeting 60 famous scientists. They gave me the topic, how to develop the art of positive thinking. And after my speech, one scientist stood up in the audience and he said, "Can I ask you one question, please?"
There's always one person standing up to ask a question. I'm expecting that to happen here, so go ahead.
I said, "Okay, what is your question?" My question is very simple. What is that? Day by day, the number of spiritual branches are increasing in this world on one hand. But on the other hand, the level of spirituality human being is falling down. I don't understand the reason of this. If the branches of spiritual branches are increasing in this world, there must be upliftment in human being. But there is not upliftment, there is a downfall. What is the answer of this? I said, answer is very simple. You go anywhere, any spiritual organization, they are giving very good knowledge of values, yoga, this and that. But for imbibing that values, we need some yoga power. When we make up our face, what we are doing? Sisters?
Brothers.
Mainly sisters. First of all, we clean our face. Yeah? And then we start decorating our face. Understand? In the same way, if you want to make up your soul, first of all, you must get rid of some bad habits, shortcomings, vices, traces of vices, impurities, black spots of impurities on one hand. And on the other hand, you must imbibe certain values for decorating your face. And for this both task, we need some spiritual power. And you know, Brahma Kumari's organization only have the source of spiritual energy available, the Supreme Being. He is the unlimited source of spiritual power. And when we maintain link with that source, automatically we start receiving that powers and we start experiencing transformation in our life. We can easily get rid of our weaknesses, and on the other hand, we can imbibe values in our life very easily. That is why I would like to request you, humble request to all my guests, practice this meditation every day for half an hour, 30-40 minutes. Nowadays, the President of India, President of India, Draupadi Murmu ji, she is practicing this Raj Yoga meditation every day. She had some problem, family problem. She was experiencing some sort of stress. But when our sisters met her and explained her the Raj Yoga, and because of this Raj Yoga, she came out from that problems, and nowadays, since 2009, she is regularly following this Raj Yoga meditation. At present, she is the President of India. In President House, there are 300 rooms are there, and she create very nice room for Raj Yoga meditation there. What I want to say, every person need food and sleep for 4-5 hours every day. Every person need food for the body and sleep for the body. In the same way, every person need to practice this Raj Yoga meditation every day for energizing the self.
Yeah. So one more question before we check if there's that one person in the crowd who's going to stand up and ask a simple question. You've sort of touched on this, and this is really what the Brahma Kumaris specialize in. And it's been a problem at times, but it's around this idea of becoming pure. Purity, so essential. You used the word success in the beginning of your sharing. You did not. You tried so many different things in your early years, and you did not experience success in terms of happiness. And the Brahma Kumaris are saying, through a link to the Supreme Soul, I will become pure, and purity leads to happiness. Can you explain? We're saying it is essential to become pure, essential. But when people hear purity, they just go crazy. So can you explain what you mean, what is meant by purity, becoming pure? What does pure mean in terms of Raj Yoga?
Actually, if you really would like to maintain connection with the Supreme Being, He is an ocean of purity. And if you want to maintain link with Him, you must have similar frequency, at least similar frequency. Then only you would be able to maintain connection. And that is why we must follow purity in our life. Purity, physical purity, as well as thought level purity, mental purity also, we must observe. Then only we can maintain easy connection with that Supreme Power. Understand? Previously I used to think that, how can I maintain this? It is not possible for me. But I heard one sentence: success is a shadow of determination. As much the determination would be there, that much success you can get in that particular task. And that is why I started observing purity in my life, and I was successful. And then I was able to maintain the level of purity also gradually and gradually. And because of that, this Raj Yoga became very easy for me. I can easily practice while performing also, I can practice performing action also, I can practice this Raj Yoga meditation, and I am enjoying this Brahmin life. You know, God has given us this beautiful life. For what? For enjoying every moments of this life. But nowadays, people, they are not enjoying their life. They are pushing their life or pulling their life. They are not enjoying their life. And if we really would like to enjoy our life, this meditation is helping a lot. Because when we practice this meditation, we can easily maintain self-respect. In our life, honestly speaking, each and every souls have tremendous powers within the self. But that powers are in dormant state, in sleeping form. We need to we need to awaken that power. We must bring out that potential. And this self-respect is helping in this aspect. That is why when we start practicing this Raj Yoga meditation, easily we can maintain self-respect, and easily we can bring out that potential, and we can develop our personality. If we put big ice block in a water, only 1/8 part would be visible and 7 part would be underneath of that water. In the same way, before practicing this Raj Yoga, whatever the powers we are experiencing in our life, that may be 1/8 part of that only. 7 parts are already underneath in dormant stage. And if we really would like to awaken that power, this self-respect is helping us in lot in that way. That is why there are 2 aspects of this Raj Yoga. Bringing out the potential, whatever we would have in ourselves, and second aspect, maintaining connection with the source. Then automatically we can develop energy level of a soul. And we can enjoy our life. That is why this Raj Yoga is helping a lot.
I'm really glad that you mentioned the example of Srimati President.
And you know, I observe every human being have one or another form of fear in their heart. Am I right? I don't know. Am I right?
Yes.
How many of you would be afraid to come up here and speak to everyone?
Understand?
Is anyone afraid to do that? Honestly?
Yeah.
No one's putting up their hand because they're afraid to. So it's true. They are afraid.
They are fear? There is
Yeah,
fear?
yes, there.
Always remember one sentence, very important sentence. Fear is not allowing us to become the near and dear of a God. That is why, anyhow, we must conquer this fear. I would like to give you one very practical example. Scientists have proven that. What happened? One day, they took two ships. Two ships?
Mm-hmm.
One ship, they were feeding with a nutritious food, very good, solid food, nutritious food. And in front of this ship, there was a very natural scene, garden, this and that, wonderful scenery. And in front of this ship, they put lion in a cage. This ship was fearless, she was enjoying eating food, she became fat, very healthy. And this ship, because of having fear, any time that lion can eat me, can kill me, that fear was there. That's why she just become thin, very thin, skinny. Understand what I mean? Any sort of fear is affecting our mind and brain, and because of that, there would be effect on our bodily organs. Now, whatever the different type of the systems are going in our body, respiratory system, digestive system, nervous system, many systems are there going on. We can easy that systems are working properly when we are fearless. And you know, when we are practicing yoga with the Supreme Being, He is a supreme protector. And when we experience His company, we start experiencing fearless life. And then we start experiencing healthy, wealthy, happy life. Understand? Healthy, physically, mentally. Wealthy, physically, mentally. And happy also. We can experience happiness in our life. Understand? I would like to tell you one thing more. Can I?
Of course. No, you can't just say and then not say it.
I want to say a very important thing. I really like that. You know, when you are watching the watch, maybe hand watch, wall watch, table watch, any watch, keep on watching 5 things. W-A-T-C-H. Watching these 5 things. W stand for words. My every word must be full with softness, sweetness, and with regard. Kind words must be there. If I am thinking I am a great person, the great person's words would be always short, sweet, and slowly. Meaningful words. I should not speak any bitter word and can hit the heart of anybody and can steal anybody's happiness. No, I don't want to do that. That is why every word must be full with softness, sweetness, and kindness. W. A for action. My every action must be elevated action. Must not be ordinary action. If I am a elevated person, great person, my every action must be elevated action. Must not be ordinary action. Through the action, we can give inspirations to others. You know, see Nelson Mandela, Gandhiji, they left body so many years, but still they are alive. We put their picture, statues. Why? No need. But we put their statues and pictures because they are still alive, because of values, because of character, because of divinity. We put their pictures in our office. Understand? W, words. A for action. T for thoughts. My every thought must be pure, positive, and powerful. Mind is mine. I can create any type of the thoughts in my mind, but the divine person get the chance, he start creating pure thought, positive thoughts and powerful thoughts in his mind. Because thought is one type of the seed from which the life of the tree is coming out. And the seed is powerful, the tree would be powerful. That is why we must create always pure thoughts, positive thoughts, gentle thoughts. Because the personality, they are always creating pure thoughts, and that is why they are always spreading pure energy, and that is why they have shown with the white crown, white light crown, because they were spreading pure energy all the time in this atmosphere by the creating pure thoughts, positive thoughts in their mind. The beauty. C for coolness and character. I don't want to lose my coolness at any cost. No matter what situation, what problem is coming, losing coolness is a sign of weak soul. Maintaining coolness is a sign of powerful soul. That is why I want to maintain all the time coolness in my life. And character. No one should point one finger towards me. No one has courage to point out one finger towards me. But instead of one finger, he can turn all the 5 fingers. Wow, you are wonderful. Instead of one finger, turn 5 fingers. You are. Yes? You are wonderful. C for coolness and character. H for holiness and happiness. Happiness is a highly nutritious food of the soul. I don't want to lose my happiness. If somebody is praising me, I become very happy. And somebody is defaming me, I become unhappy. I am not a puppet of anybody's hand. I have my own status. That is why I have to maintain that happiness in all the situations. I must understand the secret of that. That is my personal property. And holiness, purity. If you keep watching these 5 things, after watching, check it and change it. If something is wrong in this thing, keep on changing this, then automatically, up to certain level, you can maintain spirituality in your life, divinity in your life. That can help you a lot. Understand? That's why whenever you watch the watch, keep on watching these 5 things, and automatically you can maintain some percentage of spirituality in your life. Okay?
All right, the moment has come. Does anyone want to stand up and ask a question? Do we have one person? You can. They're too afraid.
No,
Go ahead, Pauline. I will have to repeat it. I have a question. Yeah, go ahead. I just have to repeat it because we're streaming. Pauline,
Yes.
Go ahead. This is a BK.
Om Shanti. Just listening, you're truly an embodiment of an image of experience, and through that spiritual journey for over 50 years, what do you think that on your journey that need to be improved? If there's anything that you need to work on, to...
So after your journey, you've been on this journey for 50 years, is there anything that you still need to improve or work on?
See, honestly speaking, if you would ask me, you are practicing this meditation since 50 years. What is the result? What is the proof? What is the income or output of your 50 years journey? I could say, I conquer 5 vices till 90%. Still I have to work on that. I am working on that. I have to make that 100%. But I could say, honestly, I conquer 90% these negativities and all vices. Understand? And I am working on that. Because traces of vices must not be in the soul. Any sort of black spots which decrease my values, I don't want to be that black spots on my soul. I am a living diamond. I want to become a flawless diamond. That is why I am working on that sincerely. Right? For powerful meditation, I'm working, and then I want to get that stresses of vices finished. I'm enjoying my life, I'm happy with my life, and particularly in this trip particularly, I experienced my level of my spirituality is really increasing a lot, particularly in this trip. What is that? I could maintain easily soul conscious stage and soul conscious vision whenever I was meeting. Because I am traveling since 3 months, I visit many audience. And that's why while dealing with the audience, meeting with the people, I could experience that spirituality. Spirituality means what? Considering ourselves as a spirit, soul, and visualizing, and others also spiritual souls. Remember, spiritual being, souls. It is called spirituality, and the values also that I experience in this trip's lot. I'm really happy.
We have a nickname for Brother Atam. You probably know this, but we call him the Atmic Bomb. Because there's such an accumulation of yoga power, and it comes out. I've always been touched. For the entire time I've known you, I always feel there's so much happiness and light coming with a lot of responsibility. I don't know if he's actually got a lot of responsibility in Shantivan, but he's always been so light, so available for all of us who come, whatever our number of years in the study. He makes each of us feel special, so beautiful speciality. I just want to, before we invite Atam to guide us in the meditation experience, I just want to connect a couple of things that you said that I think are really important when you were talking about fear, because many feel, how many here feel, because Atam has made a very good case of why it is. Oh, is there a question?
No.
Okay. How many, did you have a question? No? How many feel, he's made a very good case that practicing Raj Yoga is essential. It is essential. How many feel that he has made that case? That it is essential. It's not an option. It's essential. So he's made a really good case for that. But then, and even he talked about, I agree, President Draupadi, who's a very busy soul. Very busy. And she does every day. She makes time. How many feel it's essential but they don't have time for it? How many feel they don't have time to do this daily? Right? Yeah, thank you for being honest, Nayan. I think the others are afraid. So when Atambai mentioned fear, it's actually not a lack of time, it's fear. And so I'm hoping, and it was really incredible, he says, afraid of connecting to the Supreme Soul. It's an incredible statement, even though that's the one we need to connect to in order to be happy. So we're kind of in a bit of a difficult situation. We have to do this if we want happiness, success in our life, and yet we're saying we don't have time, which means we're really afraid. So I'm hoping, Atam, I've gone back to my spiritual childhood listening to Brother Atam share, because you used to give so many lectures in Madhuban, not so much now. I haven't had chance, maybe I don't know why, I'm sure you still are, but I just used to love listening to Brother Atam share, because you could tell he was so in the stage of what he was speaking about and so intoxicated, so I loved it. But he has the speciality of being able to take souls into an experience. So we're going to invite him to do that now and maybe help us to get a little closer to ourselves and the Supreme Soul. Is that okay? We need everyone's cooperation. So everyone will now go on the journey of a yogi.
Om Shanti. I use the eye of my intellect to visualize clearly and deeply in the center of my forehead that I am a living star. I, the soul, is a twinkling star, is a sparkling star, is a radiant star, radiating divine light all around me. Experiencing wonderful aura of divine light surrounding me. Body is just my bachcha. Body is just my instrument. Body is just my vehicle. My true identity in this world is a tiny and shining point of divine light. I am a peaceful light, radiating the waves of peace all around me. And experiencing me depth of peace. I am a pure light, spreading the light of divinity all around me, and experiencing wonderful crown of purity around my head. How fortunate am I? I am visualizing and experiencing my true form, my divine form, that is a tiny point of divine light. I, the soul, point of light, is getting detached from this bodily instrument and sitting in the aeroplane of my intellect and flying upwards beyond this world globe, flying beyond the sun and moon and stars, flying towards the supreme abode. Oh, I arrived at the supreme abode. divine light. It is a world of infinite peace. This is my true home, real home, sweet home. Oh, incredibly beautiful form of a supreme being is in front of me. He's the most beautiful being in this world. I, the soul, point of light, is visualizing the beautiful form of Supreme Being. He's unlimited source of spiritual energy. He's a son of knowledge. I, the soul, is receiving the shower of powerful rays constantly over me. I, the soul, receiving the shower of extremely powerful rays constantly over me. I am receiving and receiving unlimited power from the Soul Supreme Being. The energy level is rising and rising. The battery of my soul is charging. Truly, these are the most happiest moments of my life, in which I, the soul, is experiencing myself in the company of God, Supreme Father. I enjoy His company. He is an ocean of peace, ocean of bliss, ocean of happiness. I enjoy His company. I feel super sensitive joy in His company. How beautiful experience is this? I really would like to sustain this beautiful experience as long as I can. In the presence of spiritual sun, I experience spiritual sunbath. I, the soul, is receiving and receiving unlimited powers within me. I, the soul, filled with powers. I'm sitting in an aeroplane of my intellect and flying towards this corporeal world. And again entering in this bodily house sitting in the center of my forehead. I am a powerful soul, spreading the living waves of powers in this atmosphere and charging this atmosphere. And is the form of my spiritual father, is a point of divine light. So is the form of myself is also a point of light. In the company of God, I'm really enjoying each and every moments of my precious life. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much for joining us in this beautiful evening once again. Thank you so much.
Om Shanti. Usually we show appreciation through a one-hand wave, but today, after hearing about watch, it's wow, wonderful soul. Should we all do it? Wow, wonderful. No, I just want to. Yes. So I think many are already or have taken the course, but if you are interested in taking the course, which apparently is not just 7 days long, it can go up to 21. There are some souls in the room, there are Brahmins in the room. I see Valerie escaping, but there are some in the back. So we have information. You can approach them in the back, and they can tell you more about the Raj Yoga course. It's available. I just want to issue a warning as well. Brother Atam talked about yoga power, and it's a very incognito power. So you might think, oh, this was a very pleasant evening, but an atomic bomb just went off in your life. So over the next few days, you might notice some things changing inside. It's completely normal. All right? It's just a result of being in the company of a yogi over 50 years. So really, such a wave of appreciation from the heart. Thank you. We're very lucky to have Atam come. It's very, very rare. So we would love to finish this evening with the usual tradition of Toli and blessings, and we have a small gift for you as well. So we'll take just a moment to prepare the front of the room. If you'd like to continue to reflect inside, and then we'll start.
Can we show Shanti or dancer?
Something different.
If dancer and music are the same size.
Brother Ashika, if you can come to the front as well. So this brother, this is, in my mind, Toli department. This is the Toli department in Madhuban right here. And the kitchen department is coming to the front. I feel almost guilty that you've emptied Madhuban of their sustenance. The kitchen is Toli. But you know how lucky we are to have these two brothers here. Don't take it for granted. It's very, very great fortune. So Brother Atam will be giving out Toli, and Brother Rajshekar will be giving out blessings, and then we also have a small gift for you. We have Gyan Sarovar showing you.
They're just asking that those who are joining us today who are public, so not BK students, if the public can come up first, that would be very important.
So the order of events is you will come up on this side in public first and take Tony from Brother Atam, and then blessing from Brother Rajshekar. And then we have at the end here a gift. And they will be exchanging spiritual drishti with you. So looking at the soul, helping you to connect yourself and the Supreme Soul, so you don't want to miss that.
You sit.
No, no.
And those from the public, if you can come up first.
Guest?
Guests, yeah.
Guest-
So
guest
guests
come.
will come up first.
Guest come.